they are taking steroids and not disclosing that, that influencer is trying to influence their followers in some way. And most likely, if they are a fitness influencer, they are influencing the fitness of the people that are following them. And therefore, most likely, that fitness influencer is trying to influence their following in buying some program, some supplement, any of that stuff. Alrighty, guys, gals, non-binary pals, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. John, why are you wearing glasses? Because I found these and I thought they were cool. Did they do anything? They make it look like I have glasses on. All right, so today we are going to be talking about quite a hot topic, and that is going to be steroids and the fitness industry. And we are going to be focusing on a video that was posted on Instagram for the most part. But before we get into that, if you see all of these lovely people here on the side of the screen, I stream all of this stuff live on Twitch every single weekday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you are ever bored around 2 p.m., think to yourself, hey, I'd like to hang out with John and his bald head and fake glasses, feel free to come stop by. We'd love to have you. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about, again, steroids and the fitness industry. And the video that we are going to be focusing on is from Matt Does Fitness, who Matt is actually a friend of mine. Well, I would consider him a friend. He is from the UK. And he is an insane athlete, and he's insane, right? But he recently put up a video on Instagram that I actually like stitched, or I don't know what it's called, on remixed on Instagram. But I guess I agree with most of what he said, but I don't know. I want to play the video, and then I'm going to share my thoughts. Alrighty, so this is the video right here. So again, this is Matt right here. Matt Does Fitness. The dude is, as you can see, very strong, very jacked. But this is going to be the video that we are going to be reacting to. And basically, it's talking about, should influencers clarify or disclose the fact that they are on steroids? You know, that's kind of what he's talking about here. So,
fitness influencers be made to disclose whether or not they take drugs. This gets asked and alluded to on my content quite a lot because a lot of people think I take drugs. I mean, I don't. I'm literally proving it as we speak on YouTube. But more important.
So I think right here, it's interesting because for me, I know this is crazy, but not many people think I take steroids, which is crazy. I mean, dude, have you guys seen how jacked I am and strong? So I am actually very kind of curious if a lot of how we perceive this is because, if you guys don't know, Matt has many people say that he is not natural and that he is on steroids. As you can kind of tell by the start of this video, he kind of, right at the start, he kind of snaps and says, you know, I'm not on them and I'm proving that I'm not, right? And so I wonder if what he thinks and how he feels, and, you know, if it has been affected by all of those people. I'm sure it has, right? Because for me, if anyone thinks that I am on steroids or claims that I am, I literally see it as a compliment. It does not bother me at all because I'm not surprised, right? But when I hear it, I'm like, wait, you think I am? Really? Thank you. You know, but for him, that probably really affects a lot of what he does, right? So it's probably really annoying for him.
Importantly, to be honest, it literally doesn't matter. The reason people say and think this is because...
So that, it does. Like, I really think it does for a lot of reasons, and not just for kind of what he talks about in this video. And as you guys can see, I left a comment, right? And I said they 1,000%, that's probably more than 1,000, but whatever, should disclose if they are using their physiques to sell products or training routines, right? Common human decency should give people realistic expectations. And like, that's where I come from, right? And so we'll get more into that, but that's how I feel about this situation.
They believe someone taking drugs and not disclosing it is creating kind of false expectations for teenagers. The truth is, it's really not. If a teenage guy, for example, sees some jacked bodybuilder and wants to look that way, they train for say 3-4 years and look nothing like him and get depressed. The reason they're not looking like that jacked bodybuilder is not because he's on drugs and they're not. It's because that jacked bodybuilder has infinitely superior genetics to that individual.
So this is obviously correct, right? Matt knows what he's talking about here, but the issue is that it's not always just a jacked bodybuilder, right? A lot of times it is just the random fitness influencer that looks pretty good, and they are selling programs, they are they are profiting off of their physique. So it's not some crazy, huge, insane bodybuilder that has insane genetics, right? It's these everyday people that are then using the fact that, you know, their physique looks pretty good, and they are using that to sell supplements and sell programs. And that's the biggest issue, is that, yes, I think if you are like causing these expectations to be higher than they need to be, then you should, I don't know, I guess like for me, if I were doing it, I would just feel like really bad about it all the time, and I would eventually have to come out, right? And like share that, hey, I'm using, and that's why I look like this. And I think a lot of the times people don't come out and say it, because I think a lot of people are almost like, it's pride, right? It's like people are going to think the only reason I look like this is because I take steroids, which is not the truth, right? But let's be real. Steroids help. They do, right? Like it would be silly to say, like, some people are like, they don't even help that much. Come on, dude. Come on. There's a reason people take these. There's a reason they are banned in so many sports, because they work and they help and they give you an edge over not taking them, right? Let's be honest, right?
What people don't realize when it comes to physique and lots of things is that it is completely determined by your genetics. You can get bigger, you can get stronger, you can realize that potential, you have that genetic potential by training really hard. And
this is very true, right? And this is whenever I don't get many because I'm not that jacked, but like whenever I get people ask me, how'd your arms get so big? How did your shoulders get so big? I'm like, a big part of it is just genetically I was blessed with bigger arms and bigger shoulders. And I really think that Matt is right here. People should be more upfront about it, but they're not going to be. It's never going to happen, because if you can make someone think that you have built this insane physique all from nothing, right? They are going to want to do what you have done. And if you start selling a program, they are going to want to buy that program. They are going to want to buy those supplements that you use. They are going to buy whatever it is that you are selling them. Genetics play such a huge role in how you look. It can't be overstated. I would agree that it is the most important thing, but I just disagree that because it's the most important thing, then it's really not that big of a deal if we disclose whether or not we're on steroids. I think that you should still absolutely disclose that, right?
And sleeping well and eating well and etc. etc. But ultimately, where that limit lies, you cannot change that. I've known people in the past who look unbelievable, far better than me, they're stronger than me, and they have no idea what they're doing. Their training is terrible. They look the way they do and they perform the way they do in spite of their training. If I see an NBA player who's like 7 foot tall and say, right, that's it, that is my goal, in 5 years I want to be 7 foot like that guy, it's not going to happen. Your genetic...
Yeah, I mean, of course, right? Like, you can't get taller all of a sudden, but you can put on muscle, and steroids make that easier, right? Like, that is just a fact. There's no disputing that. And so again, there are people, and my biggest issue, again, if you want to take steroids and you're just a Joe Schmo at the gym, do your thing, whatever, right? I personally, again, for me, I never see myself taking them. I can't say I never will, because who knows in the future, right? But like right now, I have zero need. I don't feel like I, need to take testosterone, because the reason I say who knows in the future, because who knows, maybe my testosterone freaking plummets and I have to start taking, some sort of hormone replacement therapy or whatever, right? But right now, zero want, because it can be very dangerous, and you can mess yourself up a lot by taking them. A lot. Right? And so that's why I personally have zero want, because when it comes to lifting and fitness and doing this stuff, I do it because I want to be healthier. I want to be in a better position than I was in the past. And so why would I do something that could potentially ruin that, right?
Limit is what it is. And the sooner people accept that and stop basing their fitness goals on the way other people look, the happier and just the better people's lives are going to be.
So this, yes, of course, but it's never going to happen. And I mean, I'm not trying to sound mean or anything, but Matt is someone that has benefited a lot off of people wanting to be like him, right? He does a lot of, he's super strong. He's very strong, very handsome. He has made a lot of money through this, like what he does. He does a lot of challenges where he eats absorbent amount of calories, like insane amounts of calories. People want to be able to do that and stay lean while doing it, right? Like, people will always strive and want to be what they see online. And I'm not even saying that there's anything wrong with that, but just saying people need to stop doing that. Yeah, of course, but that's not something that I have control on. That's not something that Matt would have any control on. That's not something that anybody else has control on. But what we do have control on as influencers, as people that are in this space, is not lying, right? And so if it was either influencers stop lying about taking steroids or not, and then the other option is everyone in the whole world stops comparing themselves to other, which one seems easier, right? They're both actually pretty much impossible. But like, I would argue that if people would just stop lying, that would be better than everyone else in the world stop trying to compare themselves to other people, because that's just how humans are, right?
Should fitness influence?
Okay, so that's the whole video. And so at the end of the day, I really hate that. Like, I despise people that are taking steroids, that have not disclosed it, that intentionally hide it, that then use their physique to promote their products, their training, their whatever supplement company, whatever sponsor they have. I despise that because it's just wrong. I think that it's wrong, and I think that it shouldn't be allowed. And the thing is that Matt agrees with that point, right? And so if we look here, under the comment that I wrote, Matt replied and he said, yeah, I agree 100%. And then he goes on to write, just for clarification, anyone who takes drugs, lies about it, and sells training plans is a scumbag. However, this doesn't change the fact that a genetic freak is going to be a genetic freak regardless of drug use, and obsessing over looking like the aforementioned freak promises to be long and ultimately disappointing venture. Again, yes, of course, I agree with that, but you said in the video, right, Matt says, should fitness influencers? And so the whole thing is about influencers, so I would assume that if someone is a fitness influencer, they are trying to influence their following. And so if they are taking steroids and not disclosing that influencer is trying to influence their followers in some way. And most likely, if they are a fitness influencer, they are influencing the fitness of the people that are following them. And therefore, most likely, that fitness influencer is trying to influence their following in buying some program, some supplement, any of that stuff. So that's why I am kind of confused. This isn't just, should Jerry at the gym that lifts 3 times a week, that is blasting freaking HGH for whatever reason and looks like crap still, should he tell everyone that he's on steroids? No, I don't think so. But if you're a fitness influencer and you are trying to influence other people, then yes, you should disclose whether or not you are on steroids, because most likely you are trying to get those people to be influenced by you, right? So that's where I kind of go. I'm sorry that I said influence so many times in this video. I apologize, all right? But I would just love to know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Again, no hate towards Matt at all. I think that Matt is a great guy. He's very funny. I just disagree with, this post. But, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.